Hello! Welcome to my inaugural video for my new YouTube channel. My name is Kirsten. Do you feel really powerless and stressed and you feel like you can't really do anything to fix the problems in your life? Well, I'm here today to give you a tip about that, and I want you to consider meditation. I'm starting out with meditation on this channel because I think it is the most important thing you can do. And I know that in our society where we're encouraged to run and run and run and do stuff all the time, the idea that you can actually help your entire life by just sitting still in silence is kind of a strange one. But I must tell you, this is the single most effective tool you can use, because when you work with meditation, you are actually changing your consciousness. And what is reality? It's consciousness. Consciousness is the only true thing. So, a lot of people say to me, well, I don't have time to meditate. The other one I hear a lot is, well, I've tried to meditate, but I don't think I'm doing it right. So, first of all, what I want to say is you do have time to meditate. I promise you, you have time to meditate. If you have time to watch this video today, if you have time to sit down in front of the television, if you have time to step out onto the porch and smoke a cigarette, whatever it is you have time to do, you have time to meditate. Now, that might seem like it's not really true, but first of all, you have to set your priorities. And I'm saying right now, make meditation your priority. And you can do it whenever you can fit it in. I suggest doing it when you wake up in the morning. If you want to set your alarm 15 minutes earlier and wake up 15 minutes earlier, that's a perfect time to meditate. And like I said, 15 minutes. You can start with 15 minutes, and eventually you'll want to work up and meditate for longer. But I say start out with 15 minutes. Now the next thing is doing it correctly. First of all, meditation is not something you strive to do. It's not something that you work really hard at to get better. It's precisely the opposite. And I think that's what makes it difficult sometimes, because rather than trying really hard, the thing that you need to do is sit back and not try. Think about all of those little animals that you see, those shy animals, like say a cat. Have you ever known a really shy cat? You could not catch this cat by chasing it around. You could not catch it by forcing it to come to you. You can't force it. It'll go hide under the car and you won't be able to reach it, right? So, if you want to get a cat like that to get into your lap, for instance, you do the opposite of pursuing it. You sit down somewhere and just be quiet. And what you're doing when you do that is you are making yourself hospitable to that cat. So what you need to do to meditate is to make yourself hospitable to meditation. Make your mind hospitable to meditation, and it will come to you. It will come to you very naturally. So the way that you do that, I'm going to give you several tips here. The first thing you want to think about is how you sit, because how you sit is very important. You do not have to sit in lotus position on a cushion on the floor to meditate. In fact, I suggest that you not do that unless you are someone who has been doing the yoga asana practice for a long time, and you can sit comfortably that way. What I suggest when you're starting out, if you do not feel comfortable sitting cross-legged on a cushion, is that instead you sit on a chair. And I mean, if you even feel one little twinge in your hip when you're meditating, when you're sitting still, that means you need to sit on a chair because you don't want any distractions. And discomfort is a major distraction. The asana practice, obviously, well, maybe not obviously, the asana practice was originally designed to help people sit in meditation for a long period of time. So if you do that regularly and you can sit on a cushion on the floor, go for it. But most people who are not extremely flexible need to sit on a chair. So you need to sit on a chair with your back straight. That's another really important point. Your spine needs to be straight. So sit on a chair where you can keep your spine straight. Ground your feet. And bring your hands to rest on the tops of your thighs. Now, a lot of people like to do mudras when they meditate, you know, where you bring, say, your forefinger and your thumb together. Mudras actually, if you don't know what mudra you're doing and you don't know what it does, I don't recommend it. And I will be doing a video about mudras later on. But a mudra concentrates your energy for different purposes. So, you know, I'm sure it looks really professional when you sit in a mudra like, I really know what I'm doing. You're supposed to be meditating alone. What difference does it make how you look? Okay? Really now. So, first of all, sitting up straight, spine straight, hands resting on the thighs. You can close your eyes. I like to close my eyes. Some people like to just soften their eyes, so they're just, you know, find what works for you, because meditation works differently for different people. So really find out what works for you, okay? So close your eyes. That's what I like to do. Or soften your focus. Sometimes it helps if you have something to stare at, like a candle. You can soften your focus and stare at a candle if that makes you feel more focused. Please do. Again, whatever works for you. And then, rather than trying to stop your thoughts, because think about it, how are you going to stop your thoughts? You can't stop your thoughts. It's impossible. It's impossible to just say, hey, I'm going to stop all my thoughts now and actually do it. Try it. Have you ever tried it? I've tried it. It doesn't work. So rather than trying to stop thinking, which I think a lot of people do, they think when they meditate they have to stop thinking. Rather than doing that, what you actually need to do is step back from your thoughts. So you're allowing your thoughts. Allow your thoughts. Allow them to go where they're going. And rather than following your thoughts, step back from your thoughts and just watch them. Because the first thing you need to realize when you're meditating is that you are not your thoughts. You are not your thoughts. You're an observer. You're observing your thoughts. So, what you're doing is you're stepping back and you're just allowing your thoughts to be as they are, and you're observing them. And as you observe them, you understand that you are an observer. So you're not your thoughts. You are the person observing your thoughts. That's the first step. As you observe your thoughts and as you become more comfortable with realizing that your thoughts are not you, that in fact your thoughts are just things that are arising in the field of your consciousness, that's when you really start to meditate. It may take you a while, but I encourage you to continue doing it. And you'll notice after you've been doing it for a while, there will be larger and larger gaps between your thoughts. And that's when the real meditation starts, okay? That's when you start getting into altered states of consciousness. And that's when you can really start making a change in your own consciousness. Being able simply to step back and watch your thoughts is very helpful for changing whatever it is you want to change about your life, about yourself, because thoughts create. And so everything in your life began with a thought. If you can step back and notice those thoughts and start saying, I don't want to have this thought. I would rather have this thought instead. You can do that. And when you start doing that, you start effecting change in your life. So meditate. That's all I want to say to you today is just please meditate. The whole world would be a better place if more people meditated. I kid you not. Anyway, meditation is key. Meditation can change your life. It can change your world. It can change the larger world. It can change the whole collective consciousness. Every time someone sits down to meditate, they are actually changing the whole collective. Think about that. Keep that in mind. Have a beautiful day. Thank you for joining me for my inaugural video. Wishing you peace and namaste.